Hello Aquarius, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. Okay, let's do this Aquarius. We're looking at the energies in your love life. This is a timeless reading, so trust you've found it at the right time for you. And this is for you if your sign is in, if Aquarius is your sun, moon or rising sign. You may be cross-watching for someone else, in which case feel free to reverse the energies as you see fit. So we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. We've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. We've got the Ace of Swords and the Moon in reverse. We've got the Eight of Cups and Ten of Swords in reverse. The Four of Cups in reverse. The Star and Justice. Oh man, these sign readings have been so heavy, every single one of them. Okay, there's a lot of distorted feminine energy here, and I feel like you've had to temporarily walk away from a situation in order to give yourself time to heal your heart. And even your mind. I feel like you've been very, very anxious, you've been very disillusioned, you've been very unstable, and you've just needed some time alone. But this time alone has helped you gain clarity, it's helped you understand the truth of this situation, and it's also helped you feel somewhat helpful. So I feel like you've definitely walked away from this person. Let's have a look at why. Wow. Okay, wow, this is really powerful. We've got the Six of Wands, Queen of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So the Queen of Wands is spirit energy. So whilst your mind and emotions have been out of balance, I feel like the real reason you've walked away, and it's beautiful that you've found hope and optimism in the Star, but I'm really drawn to how purple and pink this is. And orange, this very passionate, fiery, spiritual energy, that you've found the truth in self-love, and you've recognized that in order to recalibrate your intuition and bring yourself back into balance, you need to be victorious in loving yourself. So this feels actually really empowering. You've been really down, but it feels like you're rising like a phoenix from the ashes and recognizing, do you know what? This journey is about me, and I'm doing this for me. So I feel like this is definitely some kind of very spiritual or twin flame connection that you've been involved in, because it has literally driven you to this realization of self, to understand that all the love you need and want is inside of you. So let's have a look what you need to know about your connection. What's shifting in your connection? Okay, we've got the Two of Cups reversed and the Emperor in reverse. We've got the Knight of Wands in reverse and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like there's definitely not been much activity. You know, you've walked away, you've taken this time out for yourself, you're being very kind of contained is what I'm hearing, and you've let go of the idea of union, you've let go of trying to control this situation, and you're working on yourself, you're working on self-esteem issues, and I don't think that anything needs to happen in your connection. And furthermore, wow, that's really interesting. We've got the Seven of Cups. I'll clarify that in a minute. But furthermore, I feel like you don't need to know what's coming, because you really are working on surrendering to the divine plan, surrendering to yourself, and just trusting that this will all work out for its highest good. And I feel like you're actually finding a lot of respite actually in this separation, that you needed it, you wanted it. And even though it's been painful, you'd worked yourself into such an anxious state, you were so emotionally overwhelmed that it's been really cathartic to kind of get this space. What's the Seven of Cups about? Okay, so that's Aquarius energy right there. So the Seven of Cups is about illusions and choices and indecision. Okay, so it does feel like this pulling back was a little bit about control, not entirely, because you've got this higher understanding, a perception of the situation now. You've made a decision to focus on you, but you've also got your barriers up. And I want to remind you that barriers are not healthy. Boundaries are. Healthy boundaries are good. But barriers is blocking someone. And that comes from a place of fear. And perhaps that's what you need to do right now whilst you bring yourself into balance. But ideally, you know, you know that you're in a good place in this connection when you're able to communicate authentically without the fear of what the outcome may be. So it feels like you've been indecisive about whether or not to unblock this person, whether or not to allow conversation to be initiated, whether or not you're strong enough to withstand that now and any potential rejection again. What I'm hearing is that now is probably not a good time to do that. Now, I think you know you're not ready to communicate. We've got the Page of Cups in reverse here and the Four of Swords. And I'm really guided to show you that this Four of Swords, it does look like a block, doesn't it? You've got these four swords kind of blocking the mirror, more interestingly. And I feel like any communication at this stage is just going to put a spanner in the works of your healing. So I think you've done the right thing. And yes, barriers aren't good, but sometimes, as I said, they serve us because we know we're not ready to face that. And you're going to come towards that much stronger. Let me just check I hit record, and I always do this. Of course I did. So I feel like you need to know what your person's thinking and feeling. Yeah, see, they do love you. They want to come forward. They're just not sure how. They're not seeing this clearly, and they don't really understand what's happened here, but they haven't given up on you. And I feel like you needed that reassurance, you needed that clarity. And you know, you're probably in a twin flame connection. I just want to reassure you that you can't mess this up, okay? You can block this person now. They're still going to be there. They're never going to go away. They're like a bad smell that you cannot get rid of, okay? Your twin flame is always going to be in your life, so you can comfortably and safely take this time that you need. You've been so brave in asserting yourself in this way and saying, do you know what, I'm making this journey about me, that you don't want to scupper that now, but you can trust that this person has you on their mind. They think about getting in touch with you. They're just not sure how to move things forward, but they haven't given up. So you can trust, you can definitely trust. What other guidance do we have for you? So the key to your healing and surrender is to release the intrusive thoughts that are keeping you trapped. And I always say to people, you know, before you embark on all this healing stuff, the absolute first thing that you need to do is to start wrestling back control of that inner dialogue, the voice in your head that speaks to you unkindly or in an unloving way. So, for example, you know, when you look in the mirror, what are your thoughts saying to you? Are they saying you're not good enough, you're ugly, you're too fat, you look terrible today? If you wouldn't say it to your best friend, your daughter, your mum, your sister, then you shouldn't be saying it to yourself. And the first part of conquering all of this inner pain is to wrestle back control of that inner dialogue and start creating a loving pattern of communication within self. I love and accept myself. Everything I need and want flows to me in abundance. I'm beautiful as I am. And to start reaffirming all of these positive thoughts. This is going to be the key to your new beginning and to a really powerful transformation. And I'm also hearing the key for you to be able to love with vulnerability and with authenticity, which I feel really strongly you want. You've got such a gentle energy about you, and I feel like you feel terrible guilt and shame for having cut this person off. You're very worried about them. I'm hearing that they're probably quite anxious, but you needn't be. You know, you're entitled to take this time out for yourself. You deserve this time for yourself. So you can trust. You can definitely trust in this beautiful rebirth that's coming your way. Look at that, and the sun. There is so much joy and enlightenment in your forward path. And in this card, these hands are holding the lotus flower, which is blooming. That's really quite beautiful. So you can trust, you know, you're taking responsibility now, and you've got a strategy for moving forward. The ego is beginning to dissolve and collapse. And I know that's painful, but look at that. We've got the Ace of Wands as well. You are learning to grasp spirit. You are learning to connect with the self-love inside of you. And this connection is going to wait for you. Yeah, it's your twin flame connection. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be there for you, and you're going to be so, so ready for this. We've got spaciousness. What do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. And there's a butterfly here again about transformation. There's so much blue in this card. This is the colour of truth and understanding and knowing and clarity. So you need to be really aware of what people and places around you are draining you. You know, being around low vibrational energy, whether that be through people or places or circumstances, doesn't serve you. And part of your growth is to allow yourself to begin identifying and learning to say no. You know, learning that it's okay to say no. We've got despair here. Divine, I need your intercession right now. Oh, Great Spirit, lift this darkness from my soul, free me from this burden, open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. And I feel like it's your pain and despair that has guided you towards this wish, that you're now learning to look to the light for this resolution. And if you keep doing that, you keep meditating, you keep working with Spirit, you're going to get there. You are absolutely on the right track. I really feel like you are coming into bloom. We have got patience here though. And I know you've been doing a lot of work, but you mustn't allow yourself to unravel it with your own impatience and frustration. And it says here, if you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. Let this be for now. Relax and trust that all your needs will be met, and often change soon follows. So you've got to trust that even though it's frustrating to go through this period of change and pain, you know, healing is messy. When we release the shadow aspects of self, they're brought to the surface for healing, and that means we have to face them, and that's hard. You know, it requires bravery, it requires compassion for self, but above all else, it does require patience. It doesn't happen all at once, you know, it's not an overnight job, and you are doing absolutely great. So you need to be more patient and kind. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. You know, it's working. When I lean towards love, I'm led. And when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. This is all stuff you're beginning to understand. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. You are learning to trust. You are learning to move yourself in the right and powerful direction. I'm getting such a lot of pride for you from Spirit that you've finally surrendered. You've surrendered to this journey. You've surrendered to the need to heal, and you're focused on it, and you're determined, even though I'm hearing it's agony for you at points. You know, you are being so strong. I am sacred. Yes, you are. You are very sacred. You're learning how to step into your divine feminine power. You are wild and free. I feel like you've made some bold decisions, and you are a dreamer. You know what you want now. You know where you're going, and I'm connected. And you are so connected to Source. You are so connected to the light. Things are moving in the right direction for you. And you have to trust that as long as you keep facing true north, as long as you keep focusing on your light, focusing on your healing, focusing on your sacred connection to Spirit, you are moving in the right direction. There is so much abundance and peace coming your way. I feel like if you haven't already, you're going to have a massive breakthrough very soon, and you're going to be in a much better place. And this is going to release you to communicate more freely with your person. But for now, just focus on you. Be gentle, be patient, be kind with yourself. You know, don't allow yourself to get frustrated. You've got to be compassionate and caring. You've come so far. Focus on how far you've come rather than not being where you want to be. And just one step at a time. Sending you lots of love, Aquarius. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that through happysouls1111.com. Lots of love. See you again soon.